for this next one, I'm just going to switch on over to no overlays for 1 minute. The alerts are still on. So, here we are. Let's see. We're going to just pick a crypto and go with it. I'm going to turn my head and stop. Oh, yeah. That's so funny. We're going to go to the second page. And then I'm going to go, oh, man, there are some cool ones here. Oh, look, there's VeChain. I've heard of some of these. Not looked into any of them. Alright, so I'll just be honest. Ravencoin is probably the one we're going to look at. I personally invested $30 in it, but I saw it skyrocket. Like it definitely at least doubled my money. And it was just one of those ones I was just like, oh, throw, $10 here, $10 there, $10 here into like random cryptos. That's what I do sometimes. And basically, Ravencoin stuck out to me, and I never got the chance to look it up yet. So, while I have heard of it, I've never looked into it, other than seeing it on, I think, Coinbase and just buying $20-30 of it. So, let's get into it. Right here, it's 15 cents right now, and it has a $1.3 billion market cap, bigger than I expected, to be quite honest. 146.5 million trading volume. So, in the past, all time is kind of what you want to look at first, because that'll kind of tell you where the market is. I personally am a little skeptical when I see things like, because I probably, if I saw it here, to be fair, on February 19th, 2021, if I saw it at 0.11 after looking at this chart, I probably wouldn't have bought it, because I would have thought, hey, that's higher than, that's like far higher than it's ever been. I think it might come down. I would have been a little bit off. It would have went to 0.23 at its high, and then it would have fallen to 0.15 today. So this kind of a spike, it worries me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This kind of a spike, not so much, because it looks like it's part of everything else. This just looks like a giant whoosh, and that just might mean that it's taking off. So let's take a look at it. I do know that a lot of money was pumped in here to this market, so you are going to see some sort of corrections. While it is a very it's a pretty popular coin, but I don't think it's necessarily worth 23 cents yet at this time. The reason being, oh shit. All right, so the total supply that they're ever gonna have is 21 billion, and right now they have 8 billion available. That's pretty interesting. I wonder how they do that. So we'll look that up as well. I don't know if you know, but the chain is infinity percent. So here, if you go in and you put 1,000.
Hey, this is great.
Groovy, baby, yeah!
If you go and put 1,000 into Ravencoin, and it goes to, 21 billion is pretty reasonable, 21 billion is pretty reasonable. And because of this, this low available supply in relation to its 21 billion total supply tells me a little more than a third of it is out there. So I want to know where the rest is, why it, because it just depends on how they circulate these coins. Some might have 21 billion and release 21 billion right off the rip. I don't know, exactly how that one would work out particularly, but that is the case. And this is a pretty unique scenario because they only have about a third of their coins out. in circulation, so we're going to figure out why. And then we're going to say that this goes to $1. So if you were to invest $1,000 today, and it goes to $1 over the course of a year, it's 1/4 of the way there. Well, it made it 1/4 of the way there. I don't think it will necessarily. I don't know. Everything is I don't know with me, because nobody really knows the crypto market, but you can track growth. So if you see it growing incrementally, then that's a good thing. You see this spike, as long as you don't buy like way up here at this top spike, like you're fine. And as long as you realize that that's the top, that this isn't going to shoot to $10 overnight, then you'll be fine. But basically, so I guess it's what? It's a sixth of the way there to $1, and that would 6 times your money. So you get about 6 times your money. So you'd get $6,400 or almost $6,500 out of a $1,000 investment in Ravencoin. And then it's available on Binance, Bitforex, Bittrex. Maybe that's where I bought it then. That's about it. So, tokenized security grows. Ravencoin gains 865% as interest in tokenized securities grow. All right. So then, the next part of evaluating a cryptocurrency, we see here it's valuable. It's worth $1.3 billion. $145.9 million of that is being traded each day. And there's 8.2 billion out of the 21 billion total supply that will ever be introduced. 8.2 of that is currently in the market. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to so here we are. I type in Ravencoin into YouTube. Okay? Now, it says a price prediction, mining, 2020, price prediction 2021, wallet, all of these things. I'm going to click on explain because that's what we're looking for. If you want to see why someone predicts a price, I do that. I look at, what someone thinks the price is going to be, and then I go and, compare the results myself and see what's up. And that's what I suggest everyone does, because you don't just want to listen to somebody. But when they're explaining the assets to you, it's worthwhile, I don't know. Should we do the 6? Let's watch this guy, shall we? We'll go to another one, too.
I'm Dustin Planoff, the host of the Block Card Learn video series. Our Block Card Learn video series is designed to provide a quick and easy to understand overview on some of the most popular coins, tokens, and various digital assets available.
Hey, now personally, I don't know anything about this. This is the first you saw me search for this and just find it. And I just learned how that could probably get me in some trouble, but Block Card Learn. I'm going to check that out.
In today's crypto ecosystem. Thanks for watching. And please share these videos if you find them helpful. What is Ravencoin? Ravencoin launched its cryptocurrency in 2018 on an open source, digital peer-to-peer network. The Ravencoin blockchain enables instant payments around the world and provides useful blockchain technology for a growing community of developers to utilize and create their own assets. Ravencoin's launch can be distinguished from other cryptocurrencies because they created an equal opportunity for anyone to invest in or mine Ravencoin. There was no initial coin offerings and no reward for developers or founders. While the developers used Bitcoin as a guide, Ravencoin wanted to resolve Bitcoin's shortcomings. They accomplished this by capping the Ravencoin supply at 21 billion coins. Ravencoin issues block rewards of 5,000 tokens, while Bitcoin issues only 50. Ravencoin also enables a block time of 1 minute instead of Bitcoin's block time of 10 minutes.
Wow.
With a current circulating supply.
So one of the crazy things when you get into buying cryptos, at least, is that when you do that, if you're on one exchange and you find a coin that you want to invest in, but it's only you can only trade it against Bitcoin, then you've got to send Bitcoin to that wallet address. Okay, so that transaction, you copy the wallet address, you send your Bitcoin over, and now that transaction is going to the blockchain. It's going through the blockchain. And it needs to be verified by multiple users before it's transacted. So, or completed. So, if somebody sends $500 to one wallet address or something, it could take up to a half hour for your coins to show up. And that's so scary when you send a large chunk or something that you were planning on investing over, and you sit there and wait and wait and wait, and you're like, oh man, you know. So having this be a coin that gives it to you in a minute rather than 10 minutes or more, that can prove to be very valuable here in the future. So that's important. Pretty crazy stuff.
Of 7 billion. Ravencoin is available to trade on many major exchanges. Ravencoin's algorithm addresses the centralization of mining caused by the need for application-specific integrated circuits. Ravencoin modified their mining algorithm to improve distribution for most consumer-grade graphic processing-based hardware to mine Ravencoin and to discourage the use of ASICs, meaning that individuals are given a better opportunity to mine the asset than large operations. Additionally, Ravencoin randomizes the order of different hashing algorithms to decentralize mining and keep the reward mechanism fair. The hashing randomization is what maintains the level playing field for users. Ravencoin is a free, open-source platform dedicated to the secure transfer of tokens. The technology allows developers to create their own security tokens to trade worldwide. Developers can issue, track, and transfer their assets. Ravencoin also allows issuers to customize the token properties. Tokens can be named, limited in quantity as needed, and issued as collectibles or securities. Digital assets like this one are supported by Blockcard, and you can use them to fund your Blockcard account and make purchases at over 50 million.
So, I thought that was pretty valuable. We're going to see what's up. He gave us a little bit of meat, you know, not the whole T-bone steak, but a little bit of meat.
Hey guys, Barnyard here from freefaucet.io, and today we are going to be talking about Ravencoin and specifically about Ravencoin assets. We're going to talk about what they are, how to use them, why you may want to use them, and then we're going to go through the steps of actually creating one using Ravencoin Core. Okay, so what is a Ravencoin asset? Well, my understanding is you can kind of think of it similar to an Ethereum token, where it's something that you create on the Ravencoin blockchain. It's an asset that you can transfer and send and receive from people, and it basically acts as a subcoin on the Ravencoin blockchain. Okay, so there are many use cases for assets, and a few that I can think of on the top of my head are you could use them as discount codes, you could use them as a currency for ICOs, you could use them for things like in-game currencies and things like that. Pretty much any use case you would see for a Ethereum token or even for a cryptocurrency, you could use an asset for. And it's really a way that Ravencoin can sort of expand the use case of their coin by making sub-coins that are specific to having certain use cases, such as being coupons or being in-game currency. So how do they work? Basically, if you want to create an asset, at the moment it costs 500 Raven, and you have a few other choices. You don't have to make a 500 Raven one. You can make a sub-asset for 100 Raven or a unique asset, and they're a little bit different. I'll make another video explaining those if you leave in the comments that you're interested in that stuff. And in this video, we're not going to be talking about programmatically how it works. We're not going to dive right into the code or anything like that. But if you guys want to learn at a coding level how this stuff works, I'll make another video jumping into the code and going step by step through the code and explaining how it all works. Okay, so how do you actually make a Ravencoin asset? Well, basically you download Ravencoin Core, and I'll leave a link in the description for that as well, so you can find that. And at the moment here I'm on the main net, but if you go into the testnet, you can mine some testnet coins really quickly and have a play with all of these functions here.
Wow.
So basically,
you
go into the create asset section, and then you click main asset, or if you want to make a sub asset or a unique asset, you click on the drop down there. I'm just going to click the main asset one right now, and it's going to cost you 500 Raven coins to make this asset, and those coins actually get burnt. So the more assets that get made, the smaller the circulating supply of Raven coin there will be. So once you've done that, the next thing you...
Okay, so each crypto has, and this is hard for me to explain because of how many values there are. Every company can balance out their coin by burning coins, adding coins. They all have this system in place that keeps them stable. And Ravencoin's system is that they burn those assets or burn those coins as you create assets. So the transactions make it smaller. So there's that 21 billion supply, and theoretically that should be coming down, and maybe the available supply going to 8 billion is a product of that, of people using the Ravencoin network and burning coins in exchange for assets. That's a very interesting concept. I think that's pretty dope. Wow. That's pretty cool.
You've got to do is name your asset, and this asset has to be a unique name. So there's going to be a whole bunch of different names that people have already made for assets, but you're going to have to think of your own one to make this asset, because they will have to be unique. So let's say you wanted to call it Barnyards Free Faucet IO.
Okay.
So I've got invalid characters.
I don't,
not allowed
okay.
Spaces. So if you click the check availability, it tells you if you are able to use that name or if it's been used before. This one is fine. The next thing you get to do is choose how many of the Barnyard Free Faucet IO tokens you want to make. So you can choose to only have one token, and that would be useful if you were trying to make something like a certificate of authenticity, and you were trying to make the asset prove that someone owns something. You could send this one token with the sale of a good. But let's say you wanted to make an in-game currency, for example, you might want to have the quantity be, 100 million or something like that. And then you can also choose how many decimal places you want as well. So
that's pretty cool. This kind of blends with the NFT space.
Points at all, or 0, I should say. Or you can have a whole bunch of decimal places if you like. So the next thing here is a check mark which says reissuable, and basically this is just saying, are you able to make more of these assets in the future? So it's the same with Ethereum smart contracts. You can choose whether to make more tokens at any given time, or if when you make this asset you can only make that certain amount one time and never be able to make any again. And both use cases are valid, but let's say, for example, you wanted to make a in-game currency. You might want to be able to reissue more coins in the future if your game expands, but if you're making a smart contract, for example, or an ICO token, something like that, you might want to restrict the total supply of tokens to make it clear to your investors that you're not going to just make more and then dilute the value of your tokens in the future. So there's a few other options for assets, but these are all the ones.
So that's pretty amazing. That definitely crosses into the NFT space because of this reissuable thing here, and you can create a quantity of units damn, I really hope Ravencoin becomes an industry leader here, because the NFT space is very new, and I definitely think some of the things I'm going to show you later are going to move around.
Ones we're going to talk about today. This is pretty much just a quick guide on how you can make one. The next step you would want to do after this is click the Create Asset button, and then the asset will be made for you. And once you've made an asset, you can actually transfer it to other people, and this does cost the regular Ravencoin transaction fees. And basically it works the same way as you would transfer coins using Ravencoin Core. You would choose the asset that you want to transfer. Obviously I don't have any at the moment, but it would come up here once you'd created it, and then you would choose a Ravencoin address which you would like to send this asset to, and then you can do all the typical stuff like adding a description, how many you'd like to send, all that stuff as well. So if you want to receive some Raven assets, basically you just click this receive button here, you click the request payment, and then you get an address here, and that is the address that you give to the person who is sending you an asset. So I think that's pretty much everything for now on Ravencoin assets. Like I said, if you want a more in-depth talk about how it works programmatically and all the different features that are for the Ravencoin asset, please let me know in the description.
All right. So that is essentially Ravencoin. We've looked up 2 videos explaining Ravencoin. It's a blockchain system that people have compared to Ethereum and Bitcoin. I'm going to go ahead and say it's its own thing. Maybe even more similar to Litecoin, but the cool thing about that is that they allow you to make assets on their blockchain in exchange for burning their coin. And over time that makes it more valuable, because it makes it it takes down the total supply of the 21 billion. So it makes, you know, the current coin holders coins more valuable. So that's Ravencoin. I mean, you can go down this, and this is the thing, when you're researching your cryptocurrency, you can go down the rabbit hole all day. You can find things that just random YouTubers make. You can find things that Ravencoin themselves makes, or typically it would be something that's more established as a company, because I think, like they said, this is open source, so there's probably not like a headquarters. But yeah, I mean, see, as you can see, everyone's, you know, diving into this now, but it's really good to watch YouTube videos on your coins. It's not good to just watch one YouTube video of some guy saying it's going to be $300 in the next 6 months and then go buy a bunch. But it is very valuable to research the coins and then look at the stats on CoinStats, on CoinMarketCap, and make your own decisions, you know, from that. It's very, very important. One other thing I was going to say, I'm going to try and find it on here, but I think I have to go on CoinMarketCap. So, this real quick. I am trying to find, whoa, what? Dude! Bruh. Bruh. Alright. So I'll explain that in a minute too. Basically, you want to look at white papers. So we're still on Ravencoin. So we're going to type in Ravencoin white papers to the search bar. So here we go. Usually, you should be able to find them somewhere in here. Their website is here, their Twitter, Reddit, like, okay, so you got all of that, but check out their website. Their website almost always has a white paper. If they don't, I'd be worried. But anyways, the white paper is essentially their mission statement on steroids. So They explain what it is right here. It's built on a fork of the Bitcoin code. So that's pretty cool. It's using something that is currently a powerhouse in the industry. Free and open source, fairly issued and mined publicly and transparently using proof of work. And then they go through, they give you their introductions, their background, tokens and other assets. Let's see what else. Representing virtual goods, so right there, that is mother frickin' NFC written all over it. That's pretty big. I am actually stoked about this. Super happy I picked Ravencoin because throwing that money into it and just watching it grow, I was like, what is this, you know? And finally we're here getting answers. So, and this stuff right here, I'm not going over it, but it just says asset issuance and transfer. This whole thing will explain to you how you're going to buy, sell, and trade Ravencoin. Rewards, unique tokens. Wow. Privacy. It's a community where the threat of violence is impotent because violence is impossible, and violence is impossible because its participants cannot be linked to their true names or physical locations. Wow. So this is a private coin too. Holy shit. So the only thing I would like to know from here, from looking at the white papers now, is who's working on it, meet the team type of thing, where are they headed, where are their projects, where's their phases, and typically a company will have that in their white papers. You could probably find that on their website. What's this? Okay. Dude. Wow, dude. Get it. Get it, dog. That's cool. I wish Ravencoin the best. I might get in. I'm a fond supporter of this right now. But it would be cool to know who's working on it, when their projects are due, to reach that next phase of development. Oh shit! I was looking at it the whole time. Development roadmap. So phase 1 complete, phase 2 complete, phase 3, phase 4 complete, phase 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 is complete. So this is actually pretty amazing. So out of 8, they only have 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're halfway done through their project roadmap. They're pretty far along. I think this is pretty amazing. And I think they'll update that as time goes on. So that is how to properly analyze a cryptocurrency. I seriously suggest not being one of those people to just get into it and buy something. Don't buy Ravencoin, because I just looked up Ravencoin. Like, go look it up for yourself. You know, I know that I just did an analysis of it, showed you the ropes of how to do an analysis of your own coin, but go do it yourself as well, you know, because you definitely don't want to look at me. Don't just listen to me. Come on, look at this guy. Do I look like I smoke marijuana? So do your own research. You can follow that path if you wish. How to analyze all that stuff. Looking at their white papers is very important, and their roadmap is very important. But that's the best way to go about entering the crypto market. And I truly wish you the best. I wish you all of the fortune that can come your way. But it is not going to come from listening to some random guy on YouTube tell you that this Ravencoin is going to be worth $10 in the next 6 months. Like, even if he's right, that is a hell of a gamble. That is a just not wise thing to do. So go in, look at it for yourself, and invest in the things that you're passionate about. I'm not gonna lie, I don't consider myself biased towards Ravencoin just because, like I said, I bought 20-30 bucks and it turned into like 60. I'm not rich by any means, but I saw in my head a 50% jump and was like, I need to look into that. After looking into that and finding out that it's private coin and that it's a potential NFT space, like, I literally got goosebumps while I was doing that. And that's something that is super nerdy. But you should definitely approach it like that, because that's going to tell you what to invest in. When you see the technology unfolding before your eyes, you see their roadmap, you go, okay, that's, at least bare minimum possible, you're good to go. Look at it, look at the market cap, do a little bit of digging. I mean, we spent a half hour looking through it. Spent a half hour looking through a coin to make a good investment. It's well worth your time, All right, so I'm gonna take a sec. I'm going to go and refill my water. I'm parched today, and then I'm gonna come back in and we're gonna go over NFTs and a few other things. Well, actually, before I go,